And indeed, welcome back. We're going straight to Abia State, where the governor just signed a bill into law. I'm trying to find it. Signs law repealing pensions acts for past governors and deputies. And when the news of the State Assembly passing that bill broke, a lot of people were wondering what's going on here. Well, the governor has signed it into law. So former governors are not getting, and their deputies are not getting pensions anymore by that law. So let's talk to the special advisor on media and publicity to the Abia State Governor, Mr. Ferdinand Ekoma, who joins us via Zoom. Mr. Ekoma, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me.
So tell us, what's this about? Now, that conversation around governors and former governors and their deputies, they're getting a pension, is one that has gone on for quite a while. But Abia State seemed to have taken the bull by the horn and knocked off that law with another law. What's going on? Can you tell us more about this?
Thank you once again. Democracy is all about the people. And I still recall it was elect Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe who said that it beholds maturity, healthy politicking and civilized mind, that in a democratic dispensation, the views and the yearnings of the people must be respected if free and fair, quote and unquote. So you will agree with me, and you and I know that democracy is all about the people. The position of Abians, their views, their suggestions, their stand is that that law should be repealed because it does not serve their interest. At all times, the interest of the people must be put first. In our state, people are owed several years of pension arrears, dating back as far back as 2013, 2014. And as we speak, the governor is grappling with that challenge. Before the end of this month, the governor will begin to clear years of pension arrears running into tens of billions. What I'm talking is verifiable. So if all these governors meant well, while they held sway, they would have ensured that the citizens, the civil servants who, served the state and retired, would have been paid their pension arrears. But they allowed these things to get accumulated over the years. And that is why the governor has taken a decision to say, no, this is not in the interest of anyone. While you are in charge, you must strive to build a formidable institution. I think it was Barack Obama who was in Ghana a few years ago as president. He came here to visit. He said that Africans should strive to build strong institutions among strong men. Here, after being a governor, you become stupendously rich, powerful. You have access to everything. But the citizens, the civil servants, the pensioners have nothing. So we want to pass a strong worded message across that. When we say we're in the new Abia, we mean every bit of it. So what we are doing is to build a formidable institution that will serve everyone, to make politicians understand that it is not only about them, it shouldn't be about us. Those of us who are in government now, we shouldn't think that the state belongs to us, that we can wake up and enact any law that serves our own selfish interest, forgetting the interests of the people. So that is the direction the governor is going, and we are happy that this decision, is enjoying the massive support of our people.
Okay, interesting times indeed. You said it's all about the people, and this ensuring that we're building an institution that will serve the people of Abia. Again, it's really interesting. But then, are you not concerned about the backlash that might follow?
Well, first, if this thing was so important, I'm sure it would have been captured by the framers of the 1999 Constitution. If it was also that important, I'm sure but if you look at the Constitution says that the House of Assembly may enact a law that will provide for the payment of such entitlements or whatever to former governors and former deputy governors. Now, the question is, without trying to personalize this thing, the question is, have we really fared well in Abia over the years? No. It means that because you have broken infrastructure, because our schools are in a state of dilapidation, because Abia is still in a very chaotic state, except the massive intervention being done by this government, a whole lot of things were in a very shambolic state. So if these people had served well, the people would not even have any reason to be saying anything. The people would have even reason to say, to condemn this government, say, why are you taking this action? It's vendetta, it's this and all that. But then it's also important to state that this is a law that outlives everyone. The present governor will also become a former governor. The present deputy governor will become a former deputy governor. So it's a law that is not targeted at any individual. The greatest backlash you can have in a democracy is the one that is coming from the people. So the people are in the majority, and we are not afraid of any backlash as long as we are doing what is right, what is in tandem with the aspirations, with the desires, with the expectations, and with the stand of our people. So we're not bothered about that.
Okay.
If that is going to be any at all.
I think the question is to know if this was the governor's idea or if this was an idea that came from the people.
Both. It's the governor's idea. When the governor was campaigning, he said a lot of things, and most of those things he said are the things he's trying to implement. For example, he said he defined tax during the campaign as government's share of the prosperity it has created among the people. So when the governor assumed office, because he was condemning the practice of extortion and intimidation, double taxation, and all the rest of them. So when he assumed office, he declared tax holiday. For almost 5 months, people were not paying anything anywhere. Keke operators, bus drivers, and all the rest of them. This is verifiable. Okay? So what the governor said he would do, even though he didn't specifically say, I was going to repeal this thing, but he made it clear to the people that he was going to take action. For example, he talked about blood tonic. On many occasions, he wrote it on his page in the Tuesday newspaper, politics of blood tonic, and said he was going to stop it. So though this is part of it, that is what the governor has come to stop. And so it's a joint position. It's our position, and it's also the position of the people.
Okay, I ask that because, some people will say, excuse me, the idea behind ensuring that people who are in office, especially governors, have a pension is to, give them some assurance that, your future is taken care of. There will be no need for you to put your hand in the till. That's what that's what the states that have promulgated such a law believe that it's meant to cure. That if governors feel assured that their future has been taken care of, then they can face their work and do the job. Does this presuppose? I mean, in Abia State, while one can appreciate the current circumstance and the scenario that you have painted, given that pensioners have not been paid for years, and even people who are not even yet pensioners, workers, I think even doctors were owed up to 30 months in arrears. These are, things reports that have come out of Abia State. Does it then mean that in future, when we hope that things will get better and that ordinary people can aspire to office? By ordinary people, I mean people who are not of great means can aspire to office. Do you see a situation where this sort of law might be necessary to actually help reduce the temptation, whatever temptation there might be, for them to want to put their hands in the till?
Thank you. I think your analysis, as far as I'm concerned, very fantastic. Taking it from that perspective, and of course, I believe that this may have actually been what was intended before that law, was passed into law. Before that law came to be. But like I said, unfortunately, those who presided over these states over the years didn't convince the people that they actually deserve such pensions. So maybe as time goes on, we'll begin to look at it and see, for example, we are a government, we have a governor now. The governor will need to convince the people that he deserves to be paid pensions. But then, the governor, enacting a law or ensuring that a law is enacted to protect his interest is something that should not be allowed to happen. I think Martin Luther King said that those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. And under a just God can no longer retain it. So the decision that we have taken at the moment is that this must stop for now. If there is any government that is going to review it in the future, that is after, that's after huge progress must have been made. So I think the review should be predicated on the transformation, on the change of attitude, the change of character, change of, style in governance. That should be what will drive that. But for now, that decision stands and it's popular, it's acceptable, and a whole lot of things are going to be reviewed. A whole lot of things are going to be changed. Because if we tell you what we met on ground, we're not interested in talking about individuals. But the state was destroyed, and we are confronting a lot of challenges. We're trying to review a whole lot of things. People here appropriated lands, government lands for themselves. People demolished schools in Abia and built eateries and hotels. I'm talking about many schools. I'm not talking about 1, 2, or 3 schools. This is what is verifiable. Channels can come here and investigate what I'm saying. Destroyed public schools and built hotels on them, converted for their own personal use everywhere. Can count up to 10 schools that suffered the same thing. So we are confronting these challenges, taking them one after another to ensure that sanity is restored in the system.
Mr. Ekoma, some would argue that it looks as if the focus is Aba, not the rest of Abia. Abia is more than Aba. There are a lot of other places that need attention, but it looks as if more attention is being paid to Aba. Is that true?
Okay, well, Aba is like the superstructure. And that has always been the position of the governor, that if you invest in Aba, if you invest massively in infrastructure, provide security and everything, that investors will come. So what you are going to generate in Aba, what will be happening in Aba will have spiral positive effects in other local governments. But that is not to say that all we are doing is only in Aba. No. For example, there is a strategic road that is ongoing in Omahia, and that is Osa Road. The road that starts from the tower, and now the road is almost at the stage of completion. By the time we are done, the Abia tower will be demolished, and we'll continue from there to the Onimo, that's the boundary between Imo and Abia, where we're going to build a dual carriage road. And as we speak, the 67-kilometer Omahia Ozuakole Abribo Hofia road is ongoing. It was awarded to 3 reputable construction companies. It's a very strategic road that leads to Abia North. And the reason why the government awarded it to 3 construction companies, different 3 construction companies, was to ensure that the road is completed on or before the end of this year. That is a 67-kilometer road. And just 2 days ago, the governor was at Arochukwu to flag off the construction of the Ndokreke Abam Arochukwu road. So it's not only but there are many ongoing road projects that are springing up in different parts of the state. In Omahia, we have a policy we call zero pothole policy that is opening different parts of them, covering all the potholes to ensure that our people begin to heave a sigh of relief. A whole lot of things are happening, not just Aba. There are policies and programs that are also happening in Omahia to, develop the state capital and take away the status of a glorified village that it has enjoyed over the years.
Well, Mr. Ekema, if you can hear me, the natural thing that I would, want to ask you will still go back to the community that you're talking about, the people. The people live in various communities down the ladder. Now that this law has come into play, it means that the government is going to be saving some money. What is the plan of government for that saving? What will the government be diverting the resources that is being saved now into?
I'm happy, sir, you mentioned the communities. For example, we have mayors in our local governments. Prior to now, local government chairmen, as they were called then, DC chairmen, as they were called then, used to receive a paltry sum of 10 million naira to run their local governments. The allocations were completely diverted. Don't worry, we're going to bring channels to come to Abia and see for themselves. They will tour our different local governments to see what we confronted, what we met on ground. As we speak, the mayors are now receiving their allocations incomplete. They are receiving full allocation, but in phases, because the government is making sure that these allocations are tied to specific projects. And that is why, as we speak, go to the different local governments of the state, you see massive ongoing work, being carried out by these mayors, because the government is intentional about taking development to the grassroots. So these funds, like you probably mentioned, will be tied to projects that will impact the lives of the people positively. Even this is not as if the money is even humongous, but we are looking at it from the policy point of view. Okay, we are trying to pass a message across for people to understand.
There are those who would also say that perhaps, just one second, if you can hear me.
Now receiving your own.
Just one second, if you can hear me. There are those who would also say that perhaps this is all political. It's just the government of Abia State just trying to make a political statement by showing that they are more pro-people than the previous political parties, which are probably more prominent than the party in power at now. How would you respond to those who say that these issues are just political, populist ideologies to get the goodwill of the people?
Well, politics is all about the people. If you decide to play politics, as long as their politics is pro-people, what is wrong with it? Let us say there's no election by the corner. We came from the opposition. We defeated them. We're in power. We are not afraid of anything. We are doing very well. Our people are so excited and happy. And we don't indulge in, we don't stage manage people to support us, to sing. But see the governor, whenever he steps out, you see the reactions. These people are on ground. We are not running our government on social media. On ground, you come here, you see things for yourself. People are being paid on or before the 28th of every month. It's unprecedented.
As you said, Mr. Ikoma, it's at the
begin to clear the arrears of pension. These are the things that inspire the people. So if they say we are playing politics, it's okay as long as we are playing positive and pro-people politics. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's all a function of perspectives, wouldn't you say? Ferdinand Ikoma, Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Publicity in Abia State. Thank you so much for your time this morning and all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. You have a great day.
All right. You too.